Okay, so Vivek was on fire. Honestly, he was on fire in this last debate. I think he's kind of realized that he probably doesn't have a shot to win straight out, which is fine. I mean, realistically, I don't think anybody's going to beat Trump on the RNC side. Um, but he might as well just go out swinging at this point. Why not? And that seems to be what he did. He just kind of went out and torched NBC, and he torched, he torched anybody who was on the stage with him, mostly uh, Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. But good on him, man. He's just out there just lighting it up. Fun to watch. I'm gonna read this article and I'm gonna play one of the biggest highlights from the debate. So this is from the Washington Post. So it's gonna have a left leaning perspective. But here we go. So the most memorable lines from the third Republican presidential debate. Republican presidential candidates again traded pointed barbs on stage during the party's third primary debate on Wednesday night. As in the two previous debates, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy lashed out at not only against his opponents, but also the the Republican Party leadership, Ukraine, and even the debate's moderators. And while most candidates shied away from criticizing former President Donald Trump, who holds a commanding lead in polling and did not participate in the debate, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie went after him. Or he always goes at him. That's no surprise. Arguing that someone who faces as many indictments as the former president should not be the Republican nominee for president. If those indictments were real, sure, okay. Um, here we go. So here are some of the most memorable lines from the third Republican debate. I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition. Okay. That was what former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley said in response to entrepreneur Vivek, who made a dig at her and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in their choice of footwear. Do you want a leader from a different generation who is going to put the country first, or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch high or 3-inch heels on stage? Ramaswamy said. In which case, we've got two of them on stage tonight. That's pretty kind of. It's I don't know if it's hilarious, but it's punny. We'll put it that way because of the whole Bootgate thing. As you saw, I did that last week. I talked about that. If you're not familiar with the whole Bootgate thing, was somebody was well, I shouldn't say someone. It started with someone, and then it grew in traction as far as Ron DeSantis potentially wearing heightening, lifts in his cowboy boots. So, anyways, so that's what that's about. Ramaswamy's comment was a clear reference not only to Haley, the only woman on the stage and the only candidate clearly wearing high heels, but also to DeSantis. Okay, that's what I just said. Haley wasted no time in snapping back at Ramaswamy. I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition. Okay. Spending the next year and a half of their life focusing on keeping themselves out of jail and courtrooms. Christie, the resident Trump critic among the Republicans running for president in 2024, did not hold back on Wednesday when speaking about Trump and his legal troubles. I'll say this about Donald Trump. Anybody who's going to be spending the next year and a half of their life focusing on keeping themselves out of jail and courtrooms cannot lead this party or this country, Christie said. Christie has sought to establish distance between him and Trump, despite once being a close ally of the former president. Yeah, he's just a backstabber. Okay, leave my daughter out of your voice. What a stupid statement. But this is Nikki Haley. Leave my daughter out of your voice. You're just scum. Haley told Ramaswamy to keep her daughter's name out of your voice during a contentious moment on the debate stage. I think she got that maybe from the whole slap, the Will Smith slap thing. But anyways, she said that. You'll see in the video. Actually, I'm going to play. Ramaswamy was asked how he could ban TikTok, the popular Chinese-owned social media app that has drawn scrutiny across the U.S. government, if he is an active user himself. Before explaining that the social media platform is important to reach younger generations of Americans, Ramaswamy replied to a moderator's question that he wanted to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which is about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time, he said. So you might want to take care of your own family first. As the crowd loudly booed Ramaswamy, an angry Haley told Ramaswamy to leave her daughter, who's 25, out of it. Well, she said what I said. She said leave my daughter out of your voice. That's a nonsense statement, but she said that. Okay. And then called him scum. Okay. So this is what Ramaswamy said. Actually, no, I'm going to pass that because you'll hear it in the video. It's pretty good. And then this one here, Ukraine has celebrated a Nazi in its ranks, a comedian in cargo pants, a man called Zelensky. Ramaswamy did not stop at blasting the moderators. The entrepreneur also lashed out at Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, who is leading his nation in its war against Russia, by calling him a Nazi. Ukraine has celebrated a Nazi in its ranks, a comedian in cargo pants, a man called Zelensky, Ramaswamy said. Zelensky himself is Jewish, and this is a frequent Russian conspiracy theory used to attack him. For months, Ramaswamy has criticized U.S. support for the Ukrainian war effort and opposed proposals to send more funds to the war-torn nation. Ukraine is not a paragon of democracy, Ramaswamy said during the debate. Okay. And that's another Ramaswamy thing. So I'm not going to say this is the last one I'll say here. So Putin and President Xi are salivating at the thought that someone like that could become president. Another Nikki Haley one. In response to Ramaswamy's multiple attacks on Ukraine, Haley said the leaders of Russia and China are salivating at the thought of someone like him winning the presidency. Earlier in the debate, Ramaswamy had called Haley a war hawk on Ukraine. I am telling you, Vladimir Putin and President Xi are salivating at the thought that someone like that could become president, Haley said of Ramaswamy. So, okay. So, great. Ooh. A couple of little lines that I don't think were really zingers, but here's what Ramaswamy said in real time. This is how he attacked both the moderators of the debate and then just everything in general. Here, I'll just play the video here.
Ramaswamy, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Mr. Roberts.
Go.
This is how we get our country back. We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
and they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie. Why you?
Wow. Doesn't he kind of remind you of somebody? I don't know, just me. The way he talks, and he's so passionate the way he talks, and he's a very good speaker. He sounds very political or, very polished. Sounds like Obama to me. Like he really has that Obama sound, but without, like an unfiltered Obama. So I like him. I don't know. I've always liked him. I think he, while I think he's polished, polished and just intelligent are kind of, they're synonyms, I think, in this case, right? So I don't think he has a chance, unfortunately, but I love that he shakes it up. And he just completely torched them in this one. He was torching everybody. He was torching Haley. He was torching DeSantis. If you are so inclined, I think it's about 2 hours. If you want to watch the debate, you should go and check it out. It was quite good. Or else you might be able to just catch some of the highlights like I just showed you there. But either way, it's a pretty good watch.